Hello everyone. Feels like I haven't vlogged in a long time, but oh, hold on, Brandon's calling. Hello?
What are we eating?
I don't know, what are we eating?
I'm asking you. I was gonna ask you, but I didn't want to call you until I was in the car, so.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have Mexican food.
If that's what you want, I mean, what do you want?
Can I have the carne asada tacos? Can you actually get me, you know, with the beans and stuff?
With the plate? The carne asada plate?
Yeah, the carne asada plate. I knew it. It's Friday. Usually we eat out on Fridays, and we told ourselves in the beginning of the week, we're like, let's maybe not have takeout on Friday. But you know what? It's Friday. I feel like we deserve it because we're teachers and we're exhausted and we made it for a whole full week. So like Fridays, it's just something that we look forward to, and I feel like we deserve it. You know, it's been a long week. A long week.
Oh.
Brandon got the goods. Woohoo! Look at that. Yeah, it did slide over, but
that's just because it was in the car.
But they are not stingy.
Yeah, it looks like it's all just in the car.
And I have extra avocados I can use. Just want to show you this shirt. My mom bought this for me when she was here during spring break. Pacific Northwest. I got it from Colombia, and this was like, what, I don't know, 2 for $25, I think. There's another shirt, so 2 for $25. I'm not sure. She's the one who bought it. I am drinking this Zola energy drink in my Yeti because we're gonna go to the gym later. It is 6:50. Time is flying by. Yeah, I do want to talk about quarter life crisis because I honestly feel, I've been feeling like this. Oh my gosh, do you hear that? Do you hear my laundry? My laundry is going crazy. Did you fix it?
No, I just walked out. Slow down. I don't like it except it's uneven, but I can.
Crazy. Anyways, I want to talk about.
I can't hear you. What?
I'm talking to my camera, babe.
Oh.
I'm talking to the camera. Yeah, I'm talking to myself, talking to the camera.
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay, I totally remember what I was talking about. Quarter life crisis. And I've been feeling like this since last year. And I feel like I'm like stuck in life. And this is gonna be year 6 of living in Eugene, and I am craving for something new. It's crazy, like this is gonna be our 6th year living in Eugene, and I feel like we've only been here for 3 years, but it's double that. And Brandon and I want to like move somewhere new. I mean, Eugene is awesome, like I love living here, but we can always go back to Eugene if we want to. I feel like this is the time in our life where we just want to try a different place and just itching for something new. And I don't know, it's because ever since like we started working, like we have the same routine, and we're that type of person, like we like to have routine, like we thrive in routines. It's also good to live your life and do things different. And you know what, I'm really proud of myself because I did sign up for a Pilates class, and I'm really nervous because I've never done Pilates, and it's like a is it reformer Pilates? I don't know, I'll put a picture right here. Is it called reformer Pilates? If you do Pilates, let me know, because it is gonna be, I'm gonna be going alone, and I think it's good to just push myself and do something I'm not comfortable with and do something different, because I don't know, I feel like if you don't experience different things, you won't know what you like, what you don't like, and what you're good at and what you're not good at. I've been in a quarter life crisis for like 2 years. I feel like it's probably because we've been living in this apartment for 2 years as well. We've also been talking about if we want to renew our lease or go month to month. We're probably gonna do month to month because maybe we want to like move to a different apartment. I'm itching for a change, whether it's moving to a new apartment, moving to a different city. I don't know. Brandon and I are ready for a change. We don't know when that will be, but we already know it's gonna be either in a year from now or 2 years from now. Definitely in the next year or two, it's definitely gonna change. We know that because we've been talking about it more and more, and we're manifesting more and more. I feel like the more we manifest, the more it's gonna happen. And I'm that type of person that I like when I have something set in my mind that I want to achieve, I continue to try to get it or try to achieve it, no matter how long it'll take. Like, I am gonna continue to try to reach those goals. So if you know me, you know that I definitely am driven. I'm a driven person. I already have things that I'm currently working on and hopefully achieving them in the future. I'm gonna continue off with being lost in your 20s. And I am one of those people that didn't really know what they wanted to do when they grew up. You know, when like people ask kids like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And some kids, they actually do what they say like as an adult. And I've never had that. Like, you know how some kids are like, I want to be a veterinarian when I grow up, and then they become a veterinarian, you know, because they've had that passion since they were a kid. Like, they knew exactly what they wanted to do since they were a kid. And I never had that. I don't know, it's because that growing up we didn't really talk about like career stuff. But even if families didn't talk about career stuff with their kids, like some kids, they still knew exactly what they wanted to do. Like some kids knew. I didn't even know I wanted to be a PE teacher until like my last semester of senior year in college. Because I was like taking like education courses because I needed like another elective or something. I don't even know, but I was just taking like 2 education courses and learning about like the history of education. Like, okay, maybe I want to be a teacher. I don't know, I didn't really have that like, oh, I really want to be this when I grow up. So that's why I guess I'm kind of lost, because I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I'm like in my late 20s, and I've had so many different jobs, and I actually have a list of all the jobs that I've had, how many years and like months I've been in that job. And maybe one day I'll talk about all the jobs that I had and like my first job, because I've been working since I was 16 years old, and I've had so many different jobs. There's some jobs that I don't like, jobs that I really love and that I miss. There was one job, I talked about this on TikTok, and one job that I absolutely miss, and it's one of my favorite jobs ever so far, is being a note taker. And I was a note taker in my undergrad, and this is how I told the story on TikTok. But I remember like I was in a class, and there was this girl sitting next to me, and I noticed that she was never there during exams. Like, she was never taking the test, she never went up to do projects, but she did take notes. So I assumed that she was in the class because she was taking notes. And then my nosy ass, I'm a very nosy person, so, and this girl sits next to me, like I mentioned, and I asked her, like, because we had a test coming up, and I was like, so what do you think is going to be on the test? And she was like, oh, I'm not going to take the test. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to take the test? She's like, I'm not going to be here. I'm like, oh, how come? And then like she was like, oh, I'm just a note taker. Like, I'm not, like, she's not enrolled in the class, she's just there to take notes for somebody else who's taking the class. And I was like, hold up. you go to different classes and take notes for somebody else, and you don't have to take the test, you don't do the homework or anything. And she was like, yeah, I'm just a note taker. And I'm like, so you get paid doing this? You get paid by the school doing this? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, are you guys hiring? Because what the heck, that seemed like the coolest job, like being a note taker. And I'm an organized person and I do take notes. So like after that semester I applied, or during that semester I applied, so for the next new semester I can hopefully be a note taker, and I did. So I became a note taker. It was through the disabilities program, so students who need assistance in note taking, and a peer mentor. I was also a peer mentor for some students in that program, so it was really fun. But anyways, I had to go to maybe like 3 or 4 different classes, and it's nice because in college they work around your school schedule, because if you work on campus they want to make sure that you prioritize your school first, but so they work around it. So I was able to note take for 3 to 4 different students and go to their classes. And it was so cool because 1, you're basically learning for free but getting paid to do it, and 2, you get to, you know, go to different classes, and classes that you never thought you'd ever take or get into because it's not in your field, you know. So it was so cool to be able to learn from other professors and go to different classes and take notes, but also helping other students who need it. So that is definitely one of my favorite jobs. And obviously they only hire students, college students, and because I graduated I couldn't work there anymore. So that's still one of my favorite jobs. I don't know, hopefully some people can relate, because I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, of kind of feeling lost in their 20s and not really sure where their life is heading or where it will go. But to me, I think you just need to trust the process and, you know, continue to work on trying to get your goals or trying to achieve your goals, and yeah, you will eventually get to where you want to be and manifest the things that you want, as long as you continue to work hard and stay consistent and do the things that you need to do in order to take the step further to that goal. So as long as you're doing all those, then you're in the right path. And I feel like that sounds so corny, because it is, but it's so true. And my dad always says this, and he's probably watching this right now. He says it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So, and everyone's journey is different. I always remind myself that everyone's journey is different and everyone's life is different, and we're just going through it. So if you're feeling the same way as me, you're not alone. It is almost 8 p.m. so we're gonna go to the gym in like probably 30 minutes. I haven't even finished my energy drink, so I'm gonna finish it and go to the gym.